Hey there everyone, Seb here. This video is a response to the rather depressing gamers tag, which was started by the Atari ST guy. I'm not often jumping on to do tag videos, but this one I find pretty interesting. When later on Gaming with Stato personally tagged me, it pushed me over the line. So here we are, of course late as ever. I gotta be consistent in something, right? You can find both original videos in the description box below. With that, let's dive straight into the questions, shall we? The first one is, do you ever feel like you want to do with gaming? The simple answer here is absolutely not. It's something that I enjoy spending free time on, so why would I ever want to get rid of that completely? There have been times, mainly during college, where gaming did take a bit of a backseat when it came to interests, but this felt very natural to me. I'm also fully aware that I don't really need games. I can do without for a long time and it won't bother me at all. I also personally very rarely take any video games with me when I go on vacation or trips, and even if I do, I rarely end up touching them. It's just a fun hobby I get pleasure out of in my own free time, and to me there is no point in getting rid of something like that. Just as long as I can do it in freedom in times when I feel like it. So no, I don't feel that I want to do with gaming completely, but I can and will set it aside very easily for things that interest me more at any particular time. Gaming as a hobby is something that I'd like to be doing for a long time to come. The second question is, have you ever felt bad for staying in and playing games? When I feel like gaming, I happily follow my longings and am proud of doing what I want. However, I also like sitting in the sun and work on my study. So when the sun starts shining, I often naturally will just go and do that instead. Not because I have to, but because I want to at the moment. This also goes for anything else I can do apart from gaming, although when going out in general, I really prefer to go with company. I'm just not one to go have fun outside on my own, and if there's no one at the ready to hang out with, then I'll happily go play a game instead. On the other hand, if I do feel like gaming at the moment, then the world can go screw itself until I'm done. I have never been judged on spending too much time on games though. Heck, a lot of people I regularly see don't even know I play any games at all, believe it or not. The third question is, do you feel guilty for spending so much time gaming? Well, let me first state that I think guilt is one of the most useless and damaging emotional states you can be in. One that pretty much never has any benefit to you, while others can easily use it to their advantage, consciously or not. My general advice on guilt is that you'd best get rid of it as soon as possible. Of course, we all have times when we feel we should have acted differently, but what good does sobbing over that do you? I'd rather see such moments as learning experiences and find that those times actually help me to improve myself and come to new strategies that work better the next time I encounter similar situations. More to the point now though, sometimes I can feel guilty when I've played for a long time and totally neglected to study for the day. I do tend to give self-critique at such a moment for being an idiot, but as I said, this is pretty damn useless and it doesn't help me feel any better, I can tell you that. What actually ends up happening this way is that I get in an even worse mood and don't feel like studying anymore at all. So what do I do then? Play another game, of course, which is worsening the problem obviously. What I've actually been doing more and more lately instead of making myself feel miserable is grab the book and do some study and be happy that I at least made some progress still. Or if it's too late for that, just go to bed and continue my study first thing in the morning before I touch any games. And that's about all I think. I can't really think of any other times I felt guilty for playing games. The fourth question. Has your love for video games ever put a strain on your relationship or job? No, never, as far as I know at least. I keep my hobbies and relations pretty well separated, unless there is an opening to combine them, of course. As I said earlier, a lot of the people I see regularly don't even know that I'm such a big gaming buff. It has also never stood in the way of any love relationships I've been in, although I do want to be able to have some quality time for myself at times too, for example to play some games. That's just something I look for in a serious relationship in general though. And the fifth and final question for this tag is, has there ever been a time where video games have helped you in a certain situation? I can't really think of any one solid example where a particular game has helped me out, but I do believe video games in general can help us to develop some of our skills. For example, figuring out how to do things in games translate well into finding creative solutions in everyday life. In a lot of games you really need to think outside of the box, and that's a pretty handy skill to help you get ahead in life too. Of course, games can also help you develop better finger dexterity or other brain functions which you'll need to develop in order to complete the games you are playing. Let's just say that on a whole, games in general help us out a lot more than sitting in front of the TV watching some new Top Idol Star Talent crap show. Oh boy, TV programming of today. Now that's something to really get depressed about. On a personal note, games also help me develop my understanding of English, I'm sure. What's also interesting is that games can spark interest in me to explore or look more into a subject, which of course gives me more knowledge on any given matter. For example, I often like to see how much of a game is based on real facts or principles. Assassin's Creed comes to mind. Or I generally get interested in the subject matter or time period of the game in question. Battle of Olympus, for example, got me really interested to explore more into the realm of Greek mythology, even back then when I first played it as a kid. So games help me discover new things to explore further, and learning is always fun, I find, as long as it's not forced at least. And those were all the questions. I am not going to tag anyone, this did start out as an open tag anyway, so if you haven't yet and feel like doing a video response, then please do. I've seen a whole bunch of very interesting responses already, but I'll be interested in seeing even more. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this little tag response and a look into my personal twisted psyche. Until next time guys, take care.